All right, so right here we've got one missing shingle tab that could easily pose a problem. This homeowner contacted us trying to get this repaired to make it through the winter here before they get the roof put on, because we're going into the winter quickly. Just got up here on the roof. This tab was blown loose like that, and I can show you, if you're a DIYer, how to do this yourself. It's a lot simpler. Show you some things to watch out for and why this could leak, even being one tab. I just pulled that off there so I could see it. If it was one tab in the middle of another row of shingles, which is kind of hard just to describe here, but just follow me for a minute. This crack right here where two shingles come together, being like this. When this roof is installed, 3-tab shingles come like that. There's 3 tabs to it. This one is right here, just laying on the roof to represent the tab here, and that there, where this shingle comes to it. These are considered keyways, or what I call keyways, or drip grooves, or butt joints, where 2 factory shingles come together. Right here is where that is. If this tab was broke off, you would not have anything there. It's solid. It would not leak. Although you don't want to leave it, you want to get it addressed. These are a problem. You can see that's been up there for a minute, where water has gotten in and around here. You can see the dirty water trail, the remnants. Where this is, I'm going to pop this up to show you. That right there is an area where water could easily get in, causing a leak right here. So uncut, unedited, we're going to do a quick repair of this, talk about where to put nails, things like that, so you guys can figure out if times are tough and you need to do this yourself. It's a lot simpler than you think or may think. You guys can do this with some basic tools. This roof is very wore out. There's not much life left to this. Honestly, it probably should have been repaired. Told the homeowner that when I got up here, but you've got to be very careful to split these apart. Somebody had commented in a past video that it wasn't very professional because I didn't take the whole shingle out. I want to address that real quick. As long as you know what you're doing and you pay attention to the basics, you can do 1 tab, 2 tab, or a full shingle. Does not matter. A few things being said though. If they're brittle, fragile, could crack, and you're trying to take 3 out that aren't necessary, you risk causing more damage. On top of that, 3-tab shingles are getting very hard to find. So if you only have a few left, instead of burning up all 3 of these shingles here, we're going to use the 3 tabs. 1, 2, 3. Actually, there's a 4th up over there. So we're going to use 4 tabs, 1 and a 3rd shingle, and not waste the shingles that are very precious to come by nowadays. All right, so without further ado, because battery's getting a little low, we're going to do this 1 tab real quick because I only have about 30% battery power on here. Don't know how many more I've got in the truck charged. I'm going to try to do some content for you guys today. If you could give it a quick thumbs up. Let me know where you're watching from, and if you're a DIYer, what you're trying to fix. If you need some help, comment below and I'll do my best to answer them for you. Those geese are flying the wrong direction. They're supposed to be going that way. They're bombers right now. It always worries me. I'm thinking something's gonna splat me. They're going the right way. All right, let's get busy here. It's basic tools, flat bars, split them apart. Oh, by the way, if you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is Brian with Grand Roofing. I share what I know to help you guys. All right, so to get this tab out, we got to split this loose very carefully. These 2, we're going to cut and pull that out. So we're going to just gently get in here with a flat bar. Be very, very careful because these are so thin, you could easily put a hole in it. Get this nail out right here. Get that nail. This should probably only take about 5 or 10 minutes. It's not long at all. I'll go through the tools you need in the process throughout. If you can't get it and it looks like it's going to tear, maybe attack it from a different angle and just work it slowly. There you go. They're very thin. The other thing I want to point out too, when they get very thin like this, the asphalt's wore out and you see a lot of fiberglass showing, they're very porous and water can seep through. So you want to get on top of this and get this repaired sooner than later. I mean, they're flopping. Right here is looking real thin with a lot of fiberglass showing. It's not good. All right, so hook blade, another basic tool. Whenever you're cutting the top granule side, a hook blade works good. Reach up in there and just start cutting straight down. And then if you want, put a flat bar under it so you're cutting down the flat bar and not going to cut the headlap of this shingle. It's just a little safety measure. Get this out. There's the 1 tab. I'm hooking and lifting up off the roof deck, so I'm not cutting under it. Here's the 1 tab we're going to put in. Make sure this is nailed off. A couple other tools, the AJC mag hatchet. I wouldn't necessarily recommend it for one repair, but if you do repairs often, it's great because there's an embedded neodymium magnet, not one where you actually have to hook to something, so it works great when you're working by yourself one-handed trying to hold shingles up. So that works great. It's definitely worth its weight in gold if you're a contractor or you just do a lot of repair work. The other thing is the ladder standoff, so you don't rest on gutters. Had people comment a lot on that too. Slip your new tab up under. Being careful not to lift these too high because you could crease and crack and break, then you got to take the next one out. Line it up across the bottom, as evenly spaced as possible. Drive it in. Since you cut this one, that nail holding this area down could be on the left, so if you cut it and there's no nail, re-nail it. That one's in there, but it's up and high. We're going to add one to it. We're, for the most part, about done with this one tab here. Don't forget to get the nails above. Go over a couple of the common comments I get here. So people say, oh, you got to fill that hole. I want to show something here though. Because the headlamp of this shingle that went in goes this high, you look under there, it's got a brand new headlamp with no penetration or puncture there. So if you try to hit the same hole, you might hit the same hole in the decking, which is minuscule compared to the issue you've got now not gripping the shingle down. So always try to hit near it, but off to the side of some sort. I don't ever try to hit the exact same nail hole. It's not going to grip into the wood deck. The last thing to do here, which is pretty important, a lot of repair guys don't do this next step. They just wham bam, thank you ma'am, get out of here. This will never seal down. Over time it will flop off. Same with these. Just a little bit of sealer. Does not take much. I use GEOCEL 4500 brand. You can use tar. Just we don't use a lot of tar because I'm not a fan of tar. Just a couple little dabs, doesn't take much. 3-tab repair, I do a little bit here over the nail heads. I don't know if you can see that. It doesn't take a lot, but I just try to pin the corners down, and I'll also try to pin it down where the nail under it is holding it down. So that nail is in the roof deck, you want to stick that tab to it, but these will never seal. They could blow loose, so hit those. And then of course the shingle tabs you broke free. And then if it is where a keyway is, or now that you've cut and made a keyway there, I try to reach up under and seal that keyway too, just in case water is porous getting in through there. Press that down. Sorry, I got some allergies and the farmers have been bringing in a lot of grain and stuff. So I've got that little, trying to clear my throat, nasal drainage. And that final top tab that you split, again, just a little bit around the nails and the corners. And we cut that keyway too. By the way, if you look up under here before I seal this, you can see the dirty water trail right there, right where this keyway is. That's because of that very little porous spot right there, and that fiberglass is showing. Water is seeping through like a sponge. So that's why it's important, especially when they're this old and wore out, to seal that. Because the sun has not gotten to this, it's in much better shape. When the granules come off, it leaves the asphalt exposed, the sun breaks it down, and it gets to the point where it's very porous like that. So now this will seal down, it'll hold on, and this homeowner, after I'm done with these other couple tabs, can now make it through the winter. I'm going to measure this up while I'm here so I can get him an estimate, but this roof is about gone. It really needs to be replaced. We're at what, 8 minutes in, so if this has helped you in any way, shape, or form, if you could help me in the channel here, quick thumbs up, some engagement, comment down below helps YouTube realize it's good content and they want to send it to other people, especially now with all the hurricanes that devastated the mountain region and Florida. Future storms to come, natural disasters, money is tight for people, and this can help you guys. It's really pretty simple. Just have a little common sense and some belief in yourself with some videos like this. It's easy to do. You can save a ton of money. There's a lot of storm restoration guys out there that hate it. You know what? I don't care. People have helped me in my life, and that's what I'm trying to do to help you guys. So until next time, be safe. We'll see you then.